As you know that USA general election is gonna be held on November 5th next month. So we collect current data from major US cities on who they are supporting. Watch full video and subscribe the channel. Starting with Chandler, where Harris has a slight edge with 55%, leaving Trump with 45%. Norfolk shows Harris with 65% support, and Trump following closely at 35%. Moving to St. Petersburg, Harris has 70%, while Trump stands at 30%. In Orlando, Harris holds a strong lead with 62% over Trump's 38%. Chula Vista favors Harris significantly, with 70% to Trump's 30%. In Jersey City, Harris is even stronger at 75%, while Trump trails with 25%. Fort Wayne shows Harris at 60% and Trump at 40%. In Buffalo, Harris holds a commanding 70%, with Trump at 30%. Down to Lincoln, we see a balance, with both Trump and Harris at 45%. In Plano, Trump pulls ahead slightly with 55%, as Harris sits at 45%. Over to Greensboro, Harris leads with 52%, with Trump close behind at 48%. In Anchorage, Harris is ahead with 60% to Trump's 40%. Moving to Cincinnati, Harris holds 68%, with Trump at 32%. In Pittsburgh, Harris has 70% of the population's support, while Trump stands at 30%. In Henderson, Harris has a slight edge at 75% over Trump's 25%. St. Paul shows a clear preference for Harris at 72%, leaving Trump with 28%. In St. Louis, Harris leads with 65%, while Trump trails at 35%. Down to Stockton, Harris holds 58% of the popularity, with Trump at 42%. In Lexington, Trump has a slight edge with 55%, while Harris follows at 45%. Corpus Christi shows Harris at 52%, and Trump close at 48%. Riverside gives Harris the lead at 65%, with Trump at 35%. Santa Ana supports Harris significantly with 70%, while Trump has 30%. In Honolulu, Harris leads at 75%, with Trump at 25%. Over to Anaheim, Harris has 72% of the popularity, leaving Trump with 28%. In Aurora, Harris holds a 60% majority, while Trump follows with 40%. In Bakersfield, Trump's support is 52%, with Harris just ahead at 48%. Cleveland leans toward Harris at 68%, while Trump has 32%. In Wichita, Harris is favored with 58%, with Trump at 42%. In New Orleans, Harris has 76% support, leaving Trump with 24%. Arlington shows both Trump and Harris at 50%. In Tampa, Harris holds a slight edge with 55%, while Trump has 45%. Moving to Tulsa, Trump is favored at 55%, while Harris has 45%. In Minneapolis, Harris leads with 70%, while Trump stands at 30%. Oakland strongly supports Harris with 80%, as Trump trails with 20%. In Virginia Beach, Trump leads with 55%, while Harris holds 45%. In Long Beach, Harris has 66%, with Trump at 34%. In Miami, Harris has a strong majority at 75%, with Trump at 25%. Raleigh shows Harris leading with 60%, while Trump has 40%. In Omaha, Trump has 55% support, with Harris at 45%. In Colorado Springs, Trump is ahead with 52%, while Harris has 45%. Kansas City favors Harris with 62%, and Trump follows with 38%. In Atlanta, Harris has a strong lead with 72%, while Trump holds 28%. In Sacramento, Harris has 68%, and Trump has 32%. Mesa shows Harris leading with 55%, and Trump at 45%. Fresno has Trump with 42% and Harris leading with 58%. In Tucson, Harris holds 52% of the popularity, leaving Trump with 48%. Albuquerque show equal support for both Harris and Trump. In Milwaukee, Harris is favored with 65%, while Trump has 35%. In Baltimore, Harris has a significant lead with 70%, while Trump has 30%. In Louisville, Harris holds 55%, and Trump is at 45%. In Memphis, Harris is ahead with 60%, while Trump has 38%. Las Vegas gives Harris the lead with 54%, with Trump at 38%. Portland shows strong support for Harris at 70%, while Trump has 28%. Oklahoma City leans toward Trump at 58%, with Harris at 40%. In Detroit, Harris is at 65%, Charlotte shows Harris and Trump holds 50%, and Trump close behind at 45%. In Columbus, Harris has 55%, Harris has 50%, while Trump is at 40%. Trump is close behind at 44%. Trump leads with 50%, gives Trump while 50%, Harris has 45%, while Harris has 42%. Jacksonville favors Trump Boston, at 55%, Harris holds a clear lead Harris with 75%, leaving Trump with 20%. In Washington, Harris has an overwhelming 80% support, with Trump at 15%. Denver shows Harris with 65%, while Trump holds 30%. In Seattle, Harris leads with 70%, while Trump has 25%. In San Francisco, Harris has an impressive 75%, and Trump stands at 20%. In Indianapolis, Harris is ahead with 55%, with Trump at 40%. In Austin, Harris has 60%, and Trump holds 35%. In San Jose, Harris leads with 65%, while Trump has 30%. Dallas favors Trump with 50%, as Harris has 45%. In San Diego, Harris leads with 55%, while Trump holds 40%. In San Antonio, Trump has 52% support, while Harris holds 48%. In Philadelphia, Harris leads with 65%, while Trump has 30%. In Phoenix, Harris has 55%, and Trump holds 40%. Houston shows Trump with 45%, while Harris has 50%. In Chicago, Harris leads with 60%, while Trump has 35%. In Los Angeles, Harris holds 65%, and Trump stands at 30%. Finally, in New York, Harris has a dominant 70% popularity, with Trump holding 25%. Thanks for watching.